All right, guys, welcome back to PGA DFS, the process. Just wanted to give you guys a little recap of this tournament that just happened. I did I did okay. I didn't do too great. I had a lot of bad picks. I don't want to say a few. I had a lot of bad picks. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys didn't make the cut. Then you got a lot of pluses going on down here with John Rahm, Charlie Hoffman. Hoffman really broke my heart. I mean, I was really counting on him. I had him in like every lineup. Tony Finau broke my heart. I had him in most of my lineups. I know every lineup. Love Mark. I mean, yeah, these guys made the cut, but at the end of the day, I had them in every lineup, and they didn't do what I wanted them to do. I had a few guys that did do good. Chaz Reavie did well. Paul Casey didn't do. I mean, I can't say he didn't. He did bad. He did like I said, he was gonna do better than Finau. But at the end of the day, I want to see the negatives. You know, I don't want to see the positives. And the only guys that got positives for me was Kuchar, and I did not expect Kuchar to go or got negatives for me was Kuchar, and I didn't think he was gonna make the top 10, but he did. If you played him, that was a good look on you, because I mean, I think he made the top 10 today, Sunday, actually. One of a low value pick that almost nobody did play was John Smith. I really thought ownership on him would have been like I want to say at least 10%. I mean, the EuroLeague guys, but whatever. He did pretty good. Matsuyama made it in it. Actually, Matsuyama was doing well. I mean, at one point he was tied to first place, but the one guy that stole the show was Justin Thomas, and I really didn't. I didn't see him coming in first place. I honestly thought Matsuyama would have took it again, but hey, kudos to this guy, man, Justin Thomas. I mean, I had told you, he's either gonna boom or bust, and he boomed, and he actually won a few dollars for me. So. But I just want to do a little recap to show you guys that the pick list that I use, I actually play these guys. And I'm gonna go into my Fanduel and Draftkings. So Draftkings, I won $230 in the. I did 3 entries into the Millie Maker. Granted, understand what I said the few I think a video or two ago, where my entries in the Millie Maker were basically tickets, because I actually entered $27 into a satellite contest and won it and got 3 tickets for the Millie Maker. So in all actuality, I was playing with house money, because the $27 that I entered into the satellite, I actually entered another $25 into a single entry double up, and actually kind of bounce that money back into my my bankroll. So it's like I was playing with house money. Again, like I said, I came up, from, even though it says $99 I entered, I really didn't. Those were actually 3 tickets. One of my lineups didn't hit, and I'll go into it. So my top lineup, out of 100,000 people, I believe, is it 100,000 people? I'm interested to. Yeah, okay. Out of 100,000 people, my top lineup came in 708th place. Not bad, not great, but hey, there were some mistakes I made. I cut corners when picking the guys I was looking at. I should have put a little bit more focus, or I don't know. I mean, things happen. Things happen. My second lineup, I'm in the thousands right here, so I mean, not bad, not great. My last lineup, I'm just not nowhere near anything, and I'm gonna go into it. My last lineup, I think it was like, I tell you, I do 3 lineups. I do a what if, a constructed, and I blended a hybrid lineup of the first 2. So this is my what if lineup. This was a blended lineup, I believe I was trying to go for low ownership here, and it didn't work out in my favor. But like I said, John Smith, like, he really boomed. He did his thing. I wish I would have had him and Justin Thomas in the same lineup with Matsuyama, and honestly, that's it. Because I mean, even though Casey and Finau did great, or did okay, they didn't do great. And I mean, I wanted them to do great, and they didn't do great. So this lineup on paper looked pretty good. I really thought I was gonna hit with this one, but it did not. It did not even place. You know, my second lineup, where I think I won $80 on this one. I played Paul Casey, Tony Finau, Charlie Hoffman, Koepka, Brooks Koepka, Jamie Lovemark, and Hideki Matsuyama. And I was pretty confident about this for a while now, because you know Brooks Koepka, he was actually doing good, but then I guess that third day kind of set in, and he was like, you know, fuck it. Yeah, I don't know. He just went to bogeying, but whatever, you know. I can't knock him. I mean, he, you know, I still place with this lineup. And my top lineup, which is 708th place, I had Paul Casey, Tony Finau, Charlie Hoffman, Jamie Lovemark, Matsuyama, but I switched out Brooks Koepka for Justin Thomas. Now, that slight change in personnel just boosted me up to the 700th place. That's all it takes, guys. It's just one person can break or make your lineup. One person, you know. So this was my Draftkings. Looking at now, let's take a look at my Fanduel. All right, so for my Fanduel, I won $17. Again, this was a not single entry. It was like you can only enter 5 lineups for $1, and I entered all 5. The top place guy, Hawk Watkins or whatever, he's at 637 fantasy points. My entries, I had one that actually broke the hundreds and went down to 67. Again, not great, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I did 67, 7th place, but I would like to be in the top 10, top 5, you know what I mean? I want to win the big money, not the dollars, not the change. This is pocket change. But whatever, you know, for $5. And I'm gonna back it up and say this, you know, I do not like playing golf on FanDuel. So, you know, I had money to throw in FanDuel for golf, and I said, fuck it, I'll go ahead and do it. I felt good about my picks, and I did it. I'm not good at golf on FanDuel. Maybe it's because it's too many guys, too many golfers you have to pick. I don't know. Maybe I haven't took the time to really take a look at their point systems. I know they changed their rules like twice, so you know I don't do good at golf on FanDuel. On DraftKings, I'm pretty good. You know, I'm okay. But yeah, so you know here, you know my top lineup 558. I'm gonna start from the bottom. I got one lineup that didn't even place. And pretty much all my lineups are going to be running the same guys. I might tweak a few guys here and there, but when I present a pick list, believe me, I am choosing from that pick list. I might not necessarily pick every guy on or utilize every guy on that list, but I'll hedge here and there. So FanDuel was the platform I used to hedge. I think I hedged a little bit more on DraftKings too, for like a some bullshit ass contest, you know, one of those freebies. But other than that, I pretty much picked the same guys, and that's Matsuyama, Casey, Finau. In this one, I picked Xander Schauffele, and he got cut. I really wasn't expecting that, but oh well, you know, it is what it is. Jamie Lovemark, Charlie Hoffman, Brooks Koepka, John Rahm. I didn't really expect John Rahm to do good. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I thought he was going to get cut. But, you know, he made the cut, whatever. On paper, he looked like he would have won the tournament. But like I said, on paper, a lot of golfers don't perform like they should. Again, you'll probably notice I went with a lot of chalk in my lineups too. Not really the best move to make, but in my case, I felt like chalk was the way to go for this tournament. You know, I don't expect you guys to do it, but I did it, you know. I always look for ownership. Look for equity in ownership, because that's the one thing that's gonna differentiate, set you apart from everybody else. Because I had Justin Thomas on DraftKings, and he was 10% owned. 10% owned, and you know, imagine if I would have had somebody like even though Matsuyama was like 30 or 40% owned. Imagine if I would have had Matsuyama at 10% owned. That would have boosted me way past 708th place, you know. So always look for ownership, equity and ownership. again, like I said, man, a lot of my lineups are going to be the same. This lineup actually placed. Shoffley, of course, got cut. However, Fowler came in 5th place. Koepka 13th. And Casey 13th. And Matsuyama 5th place. That's what got me to the money. All right. Going up, a lot of my lineups are going to be the same. Shoffley cut. I don't know why the fuck I picked him so much. I thought I had John Smith in one of these lineups, but whatever. Justin Thomas, his 1st place. Koepka, Matsuyama, and Casey. Those guys got me to the money. All right. My 917th place lineup. I think I have Justin Thomas. Oh, okay. Peter Uihlein got cut. Yeah. Okay, so he got cut. But before he got cut, he ended up getting 14 points. What got me to the money here? I don't know. I'm assuming Peter Uihlein because honestly, I just don't get it. But Matsuyama, Casey, Finau, Love Mark. Charlie Hoffman really disappointed me. I thought he was going to... The one time I choose to get Charlie Hoffman, and I said this in my last video, the one time... I usually don't pick him, but the one time I choose to get him, he does bad. Whatever. Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas. Cool. I'm going to let you guys know, man. My next pick list for this upcoming tournament, I'm going to really go deep and like really look at the stats and look at the course, and I mean I'm gonna be like with a fine-tooth comb looking for players, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna probably try to go a little bit towards ownership, finding equity in ownership. I'm gonna of course I'm gonna put the big names out there, some of them, not all of them, because like I said, if you look at my PGA pick list, I didn't have Speed. I didn't have Dustin Johnson. I didn't have Rory. I didn't have I did have Rahm. I didn't have Fowler. Those big names. I'm not looking at the big names. I'm looking at the stats. So my next pick list, I advise you guys to like jump on board and look at this shit, because if I'm making money, I mean, I don't mind helping somebody else make money. I mean, it is what it is, as long as I'm making my money, But yeah, my number one lineup which got me to 67th place. Had Matsuyama, Casey, Finau, John Smith. I knew he was in one of them. He came in 9th place. I love that guy. He actually helped me out. He was looking ugly the first 2 days. I was just like, shit. But he came through. Love Mark broke my heart. Hoffman, goddamn Hoffman. The one time I choose him. Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas got me to the money. But yeah, man, so that's it. And I won $17 on this. Total weekend earnings, $247. Not bad, especially when I was playing with house money. It's not bad at all, One thing I can tell you, dude, like if you practice bankroll management, understand what you're doing and the tournaments you need to play in, you can play with house money and not have to ever deposit, you just gotta, I mean, it's not hard. It's just, know what you're looking for. Don't just listen to, one YouTuber. Go to multiple channels. See if they're saying the same thing. See if somebody's saying something different. Take heed if somebody's saying something different, just got to move it around, play around with it. And if you're truly a DFS player, you're going to actually want to put in the work yourself to learn this and do well at it, not just depend on the words or the picks of others, So I mean, that's all I got for you guys. I mean, I'm sorry if I didn't do well with my picks and get you to the money. I try to help everybody out as much as possible, but at the end of the day, I'm putting my money in here to make me money. I'm not getting paid to make somebody else money. So if you use all my picks or some of my picks and you didn't hit, then you can't blame me, because again, this is a strategy. This is like a puzzle. You got to put the right guys in the right place. You got to put them together. And I mean, I don't mind giving out lineups. I mean, or making lineups for people. Of course, it's not going to be free, but I'll make a lineup for somebody, and I guarantee you 8 out of 10 times you're probably going to hit. I mean, I hit all the time, so it's not a question of if I'm going to give you good picks. It's a question of if I'm going to give you good lineups, if that makes sense. Because again, like I said, I'll post my pick list all day long. I know that it's not the pick list that's going to get you to the money. It's actually the studying and the strategy to putting the right guy, putting the right pieces to the puzzle that's going to get you to the money. And I like to also throw out there, my last weekend pick list, I had Matsuyama. He hit first place. I had him in my lineup. This weekend, I have Justin Thomas. He hits first place. I had him in my lineup. You've seen it. So, I mean, that lets you know that, hey, I'm not sitting here throwing 150 lineups out there. I'm just throwing like 1 or 2, maybe 3, depending on the slate or whatever tournament I'm in. I'll put out 5 or something. If it's $1, I'm not loading up in a GPP and just hoping for the best. I'm actually putting the work in to actually pick the right guys and put the right pieces to the puzzle. And you can look at my last videos. I picked the number 1 guy before. I picked them again this time. I'm doing something. My process is working. So, you don't have to buy lineups from me. You can just keep coming to my channel, subscribe, like, comment. Comment. I love talking to guys. Pause. Let me take that back. I love communicating with people online about DFS. But, at the end of the day, use my picks at your own risk, because at the end of the day, it's all about putting the right pieces to the puzzle. So that's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to share that with you, show you the recap and how I did and how my picks did, and it didn't do too well, but hey, I can't complain. But yeah, if you like what I did, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.